Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Get Ready With Me for Supernova Saint Soaps edition. So this is a late entry to the series, seeing as it has been about a month or a little bit longer than a month since Supernova happened. But this is a video that was filmed before Supernova, but I just didn't get it out before then. This soap is called Bola de Lemon, and it is inspired by Honey Lemon from Big Hero 6. This soap was sold for the first time at Supernova, but great news, I am selling it on my website right now. So go check out the link down below where you can check that soap out along with all the other ones which I sold at Supernova, because they're all available for sale now on my website. Don't worry, I knew that there would be a lot of people who wouldn't be able to get to Supernova, so I made extras, so there's plenty to go around. So since then I've been doing a lot more events and festivals, and I have some great ones coming up like Tesla Fest. And I'll probably make a little bit of a video about that because I do plan on making Tesla Fest exclusive soaps. So that's like steampunk inspired soaps. So anyway, back to the lemon soap. So this soap is inspired by Honey Lemon, but it does not have a honey lemon scent. It is lemon verbena scented. It's a really light, nice fragrance. It's not very sharp citrusy scented. It reminds me more of like the lemon tree leaves, like that kind of smell. So it does smell fresh and it smells like lemon, but it's not overly sour or citrusy, so it's a really nice scent. So yeah, I really loved making these ones. I love the little color accents that are in it. Without further ado, we'll get into the video and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so I've got here my melted down mixture of oils and my lye water mixture here. I'm going to put them all together and we're going to carefully mix them lightly with the blender, just to make sure that, you know, everything splits, but I'm going to keep it really liquidy today because we're going to be putting embeds inside the soap, of cold process embeds that is. So we want to make sure that this mixture is still going to be liquidy enough for us to put things inside and, you know, to fill all the gaps once we like pour the extra mixture on top. So today this is going to be a plain color, so nice and simple. I don't know, like I guess in the future that'd be cool, like a marbling effect plus extra embeds inside, but I just wanted to keep it nice and simple today. Yeah, so we're gonna mix this up and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got that to a nice smoothness. It's all mixed in. I've got a really light trace going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the color, and today I'm using Yellow Beam Mica. So it's a nice bright yellow, and this is going to be perfect, I think, for Honey Lemon. So I'm going to be adding, how much am I adding? I am adding, we'll go for 1 teaspoon. I think that should be enough. I do want it to be nice and bright, but at the same time, you know, hopefully not too much. So we'll see how this goes. If we need to, I'll add another one. Well, that's nice. It's more of a buttery lemon yellow. I did previously use this color mica for a lemon meringue soap, which by the way, like sold out in like one day. It was pretty crazy. So what I'm going to do is I do want this brighter. So I'm going to be adding almost the whole container here. Another scoop of yellow mica. Now let's see how this goes. That's better. This is more of a solid color now. It's not as like buttery yellow as I mentioned before. It reminds me of like lemon butter when it was that color. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding a fragrance called Lemon Verbena, and this is delicious smelling. So it smells like lemons, but it's not like the sour lemon. It's more like the lemon tree if you were to smell the lemon leaves on the tree. So it smells really nice. So this scent I'm going to be putting a little bit less than I normally do in, only because the embeds that I'll be putting in, which I'll show you in a second, already have fragrance in it. And the fragrance in that one, they complement each other, but I don't want them to clash. So that's my thought behind it. Actually, what I might do is I might mix this in with a spatula, because I don't want this to get too thick too quickly. I should have taken this out before. Alright, I'll mix this in with a spatula. Now when using a spatula, it makes the acceleration go a lot slower, so you can mix up stuff a lot better. Like, you know, if you do want it to stay really liquidy, but it just means that you do have to be very, very thorough when it comes to mixing everything. So I make sure that I always scrape along the edges and the bottom of the container and across the bottom, just in case anything's settled there and stuck. Sometimes the powders and things can stick to the crevices of the container. Just going to scrape down the sides to make sure that all of that residue is mixed in and it's all nice and even. I quickly learnt, like after my very first market I went to, I was so excited, I set up my stall and everything, but especially because I sell soap products and body products, it is so important to know what they smell like, because that's a big part of the product that you're buying. So I quickly learned that I needed to have my customers to be able to smell the product. So that's why, even though my products are completely wrapped, so you can't smell it through the packaging, I do bring small containers that have the soap samples in it so you can smell the fragrances. And I mean, it's interactive. It's a great way for people. I'm just like, hey, come in, browse, have a smell of my wares, you know. It's pretty good. All right, so now we've got that at a nice light trace. I can see some marks in it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the the mold. Well, I mean, I'm not wrong when I say mold, I mean container, but you know what I mean. So I've got my mold here. I'll straighten it up in a second, but I just want to show you guys. So this is what I have. I have a container full of these little soap balls. So these were leftover like cut-offs from a previous soap that I had, and I was like, oh my gosh, like these smell amazing. These smell like champagne. Yes, like fizzy champagne. I don't drink champagne, but I've heard that from people who do that. This smells exactly like champagne. So it's not a very strong smell, but it's got a very effervescent fizzy smell. So we're gonna have a fizzy champagne smell combined with lemon verbena smell. And I thought that was a great little, it's a subtle little kick, I think, for Honey Lemon, because she is a rather quiet kind of character, but you know, she's got some punch packed in there. So what we're going to be doing is pouring a layer in of the yellow, and then we're going to be dotting all of these little balls, which are a mixture of pink, purple and white. We're going to be dotting them all throughout, and so then once the loaf is set and we slice through it, we should be getting all these different colored balls. So of course the yellow is a, you know, a tribute, an ode, I don't know what my words are doing lately, to Honey Lemon's, obviously her color. She wears yellow, but she also wears like pink and stuff, and her bag that she uses as her weapon has all of those little chemical balls all along the strap. So that's where I got the idea for these. So I'm very excited to see how this turns out. When I had the idea, I was like, dude, it was like one of those ones that hits you and you're like, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. So I'm gonna pour in a layer for the bottom. I don't mind, like this will probably like go up to about halfway. Maybe. I'll leave it there for now. And then, because it is kind of liquidy, what I'm gonna do is start dotting them through. I hope they don't sink all the way. Oh, no, they're staying. Kind of. These will float, I'm sure, when it comes to putting more in, because this is quite liquidy. I learnt with a previous soap that I made, which was the Saint-Vire soap. Like, I knew that I needed the bottom layer to be a bit firm before I poured the next layer in, but I was also very concerned at the same time that it would, what's the name? I was also very concerned that it would not fill in any of the gaps when you put embeds inside. You want to make sure that once you pour, you know, soap on, that it's going to be completely filled and feel it seep into all the gaps there. So I was actually kind of worried that it wasn't going to do that. Oh, look how pretty it is, look! Oh my gosh! I need to take a photo. Where's my phone? I'm gonna put that on my Instagram. So looking at how many I have, this is supposed to be for another batch again on top, so I've used about that much, and this was a little bit higher. So I don't know if I'll put any more on top, like in the sticking out layer. I'm not too sure, because we will be icing the top of this with white icing, and then I have some bath salts that I've colored with the same yellow beam mica, and so that's going to be sprinkled on top of the white. So I did kind of want to keep it a bit subtle when it came to the decorations, just because it is such a busy, loud soap when it comes to colors. But this is so pretty. I'm so excited with how this is turning out. I was like, who do I do the character for? And then I made the little soap balls, the pink, purple and white ones, and I was like, oh, Honey Lemon, hello. What does the guy say, the hippie dude? And he's like, hey, this is my house. And then he says, mi casa, su casa, but he says it wrong. And Honey Lemon's like, actually that's not what it means. And it's so funny, because I don't think that we realize that she's like, you know, Hispanic. Okay, so I'm gonna carefully try and pour this over the top. So hopefully the balls don't move too much. I'm just trying to drizzle this directly on top of the actual balls, because I'm finding that they're actually not moving much if they have it directly on top of them. Oops, 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 and that's why. I don't know if you guys can see this. Oh, you can. Okay, good. Trying to work on my camera, you know, recording my angles and all that kind of stuff. Trying to make sure that everything's like... Okay, so covered it. Okay, now carefully keep pouring, because I think some of them moved a bit, but not too much, because I didn't jam pack full all of these, the balls in here. I wanted to, you know, make sure that they're, you know, that every slice is going to get some. I don't want it moving too much. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit distracted. Okay, who knows if they've moved by now. Hopefully not. So again, because this is a plain color that I've just poured in, you know, it's going to be nice and easy just to mix it out on top. To clean up the little splash. Guys, look. Oh, the camera. And we're back to normal. Sorry about that. But guys, look, like, it was like one drop. I didn't spill anything. I've spoken too soon, I know I will. So I'm just gonna scrape out the bucket. Oh my gosh, I didn't spill much today. Ooh. Oh, this looks so nice. So cute. What I do enjoy about having the leftovers, the scraps of previous soaps as well, and when I have sample sizes, oh no, look what I did. Look what I did. So I'm going to spray the top with isopropyl alcohol. That's just going to, if there's any bubbles, like I can see one there, that's just going to pop those bubbles. And then we're going to let this set just a little bit more. I've already got the oh, making more mess. I've already got the oils cooling for the icing. So once this is set up enough, I'll start the icing, and that's what we'll come back to when we're ready to pipe and put the stuff on the top. Okay, so I've mixed up, I beat up, whatever you want to say, the icing mixture. It's lovely and white, and we have the tops of our yellow honey lemon soap here. So what I'm just going to do is just go along. I've got a small star tip. It might be a bit hard to see, sorry. I'm just going to go through and just pipe some simple swirls on top. And yeah, and then we're going to go through and sprinkle on top some of the yellow, now yellow bath salts that I made with the yellow mica. So I'll show you that again in a sec. Okay, we're back here to try this again. Just ignore the little accident. It was still a little bit more runny than I expected. We are thickened now. It's not coming out too easily on the tip. So I'm gonna go ahead and ice this baby up. Okay, so I've just finished icing the tops of these and they look like cute little meringues or like soft serve ice cream. So what I have here is, give me a sec, just a little bit of soap cleanup. I have in this bag yellow bath crystals. So what I've done is these are just plain bath crystals that I've covered in the yellow beam colored mica, the same that was in the base. And so what I'm going to go through is sprinkle this on top, and then after that I will probably spray it with my favorite pearl mica, and then we'll do isopropyl glycerin on top to make sure that it helps prevent ashing. And yeah, so then we'll do a close-up so we can see what it looks like inside. So what I quickly decided to do was actually make up some hot pink mica bath salts, and I'm actually just going to drizzle them on top because I feel like I just realized that it looks super pretty with the yellow and the white on top, but there's nothing to connect it to the colored balls inside the soap. So what I'm going to do is sprinkle this on as well, and it's just going to give a faint pop of color as well and kind of tie in the pink and the yellow together and, you know, make it more like honey lemon. And here is a close-up of the tops of the soap. Okay, so that one's got the one on that side, and then on this side it's got two. So that one's got the start of the next ball, so it's little. So having the bath salts on top as well, they're there's the possibility of it like cutting down, dragging through with the knife. So because my slice holder, I can't turn the loaf on the side, which you would normally do, so that you'd have the icing on the side and you would avoid any pieces cutting down through it and making big gouging drag marks. I can't do that with this slice holder, but that's why what I tried to do is I tried to keep the bath salts as individual as possible on each slice. So hopefully that will help avoid it. So this is the end product once I've sliced up the whole loaf. I'm very happy with how these turned out. I think they're really cute, really simple, but at the same time they've got their little details in there, like the little embed balls and the beautiful icing and the little bath salts, colored bath salts on top. And actually when I was doing this, the colored bath salts inspired me to do another product, so I'm very excited about that. So I have to wait until after Supernova before I pull that one out of my head, so keep up to date, like follow me, make sure, because you'll probably get the hint or whatever and you'll see where I got it from, which will be from the honey lemon soap. But this smells really nice and fresh. It does have that lemony smell, but it's not too sour or citrusy, and it's definitely not like the fake lemon scent, so it's a nice and fresh scent and I'm loving it.